What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. This game is from the Soju Invitational. If you guys haven't been watching this today, it's basically this tournament that, like, Soju, he's like kind of the face of it, but he's also playing in it. Like, I don't think he actually sponsored it because it'd kind of be a conflict of interest if it was his money for the tournament, but he could also, I guess, whatever. I think it's being sponsored by Intel, but a lot of really strong players in this lobby. Of course, a ton of streamers, high elo players. I mean, they're basically the same thing in TFT. And we are going to watch Appy's POV from this game because Appy's absolutely been popping off so far in the tourney. The tourney's actually not over yet, so I don't know if Appy's is actually going to win the entire tourney, but it certainly looks like he has a very good chance to win the tourney with how his games have gone so far. He's just been playing like an absolute beast, and this game was quite a special one. I got to see what his late game board ends up being, but I don't know exactly how he got there. So yeah, in this spot here, I mean, Buried Treasure is just a fantastic augment to take here. I was actually a little interested in that you have my bow augment because it would guarantee just a red buff that you could make, and then you could play into 80 flex. But I mean, you could take one bow as your augment, or you could take like 3 components as your augment, and 3 components is like better than one bow. So I think that's what we're going for here, and also I think the stats hold that out. I think Evan Shroud is just a very reasonable slam in this position. I think Appy's just going to say, though, my board's strong enough here, I don't actually have to slam here, which is really smart stuff because this is a close fight. But yeah, he makes the call that he doesn't actually have to slam Evan's Shroud here, and he's right. I mean, he doesn't slam Evan Shroud here, and he gets completely rewarded for it. Now he has the flexibility to play around different stuff. Gets dropped this, I mean, I guess not dropped, but he gets this double Vex shop here, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, I think right from there, immediately, Appy's going to say, I want to play around Executioners. Going to probably end up making either a Nashor's or a Warmogs. Once again, he still doesn't have to slam an item this round because his board is stronger than Rain's board. So no need to slam here. Let's wait and see what our last component is and then decide what our item slams are. Other items are a little bit weird, though. Like, the Warmogs could make sense, but then where are we going from there? I mean, I guess you can make, like, Twitch items. Oh, you can make, like, a red buff now, which seems very solid. And the Amumu is also a fantastic pickup for this comp. So, yeah, I would look at something like a red buff plus a Warmogs here, and then chill. And the only downside is you are giga broke here. Is Appy's gonna... Like, this is such an interesting spot here. He's gonna red buff Guard Breaker, actually, over the potential Warmogs. He just wants the, you know... I mean, Guard Breaker, of course, is very good on Executioner type unit. So yeah, I mean, the red buff pretty straightforward, but the guard breaker actually pretty interesting. But I could certainly see it. It's a very solid crit item onto Vex, onto Twitch, onto everybody. Item-wise here, we still have that belt open and we have this cloak open. We would definitely like to pick up a gargoyle here if possible, with the idea of playing towards Executioners, because gargoyle is just almost necessary in this comp. And we get a 3-cost gargoyle, which is amazing. So yeah, I mean, we're basically there in terms of our items. Our items are insane in this position. And it's looking like he's potentially looking to move these Twitch items over to Vex. I mean, Vex is a fantastic item holder as well, though. I don't know why exactly. Yeah, he's just going to move the items over to Vex because he believes, I mean, she's going to be a stronger item holder for these. I mean, she is a fantastic item holder. And now that we have Emo in, now that we have Executioner in, she's going to do a ton of work. And yeah, I was almost thinking about this the round before, but I think it makes a lot of sense here. Just get out of your headliner here. Now you have the opportunity to pick up like a Twitch headliner, potentially. You do want to pick up something, though. It's a little bit weird, actually. I mean, Guardian Pantheon, it's not the best in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. I would scout our matchups here. There's some decently strong boards, but like the hard part is you buy this headliner. I mean, you kind of have to buy it here, or else you're just gonna be sitting around with no headliner. But it's a lot of gold, right? We're stuck only making 10 in this position, and it might not even win you the fight against some of these stronger boards here. We're fighting a pretty strong board with this Vi here. Looks like just the perma CC from the Vexes is going to get us there. Yeah, a little hairy, but we make it there. So at least we have, well, we have 2 wins, but there's no such thing as a 2 streak anymore because this changes to streak gold. So we're not even getting gold from like being on a streak, but all good. We use our plunk roll there because we want to pick up some extra units, you know, potentially find the Vex too, find extra Twitches. He's looking at potentially selling this Pantheon, it looks like, which would be an interesting call after just buying it the other round. I mean, I assume you would just sell the Kennen here and chill, but whoa! He really values the Kennen for the 4 Guardian is the idea behind that, but oh my god. He's the world's most broke man of all time. But I think the idea is you're okay being the world's most broke man because you get the compensation of being of having all these pairs, right? You have a Mumu pair, you have Vex pair, and if these punk rolls can roll you into a Mumu 2 Vex 2, you will be cruising. And already look how strong the board is. I mean, you have fantastic items made. The only downside is, yeah, I mean, we're going to go level 6 next round and have like 10 gold. Maybe we don't even go level 6, but I feel like you're supposed to play a second Pantheon too. I don't know. We'll see. This is definitely uncharted territory from Appies here. So this is an interesting pick. I can't like comment on it unbiased too much because I know that he takes golden ticket here. We can actually go back and look at the augments though, because it's a pretty interesting decision. Obviously, Tiniest Titans is not something we really want to take here. Obviously, Blinding Speed, you don't really want to Gwinsu in this comp. You don't really want to Bread Buff. Hologram's an interesting idea, just because you can get in all these like double Executioners. If you had Twin Terror, you would take Hologram immediately. And like double Pantheon here is not bad. But I think the idea in Appy's head is there's so many pairs we have right now. Like, we're really incentivized to actually roll here. We have the Vex pair, we have the Amumu pair. We might as well just take Prismatic Ticket here and roll to pick up whatever we can here. And now we have Twitch pair as well, so now we have 3 crucial pairs. So rolling is just so high value in this situation that I think that's the idea behind Prismatic Ticket, is that we're really incentivized to roll, so we might as well take an augment that helps us roll as well. So yeah, the slightly weird thing is now we're 18 gold, really broke. We're not going to roll deeper because we're kind of stuck in this position. The upside is we're fighting so many weak boards. We're rotating into the Setsuko board, who's just like, I don't know, Giga Lost Streak. I don't even know what Setsuko's spot is, but he is like Giga, like healthy. Well, not healthy, but rich. But his board is so bad. We end up selling the Twitch there, right? Yeah, he ends up actually selling the Twitch there in order to make gold. Now he's going to use some of these rerolls here, get a few rerolls off. He picks up an Akali, which is a really nice pickup. The only awkward thing is, like, once again, how do you play this unit? Gonna roll a bit more, and yeah, this spot is so weird. I mean, level 6 20 gold is so rough to be in here. Gonna make the redemption here. I was curious about what the actual slam would look like in this position. I was thinking maybe just something like a Shojin onto Vex here. I mean, redemption a solid item, especially once we get to a Mumu 2, and once you get to like a Mumu 3, it's gonna be really crazy. But it's a little like right now. And the other thing is that this Vex is gonna have no tier item, but at least she has double attack speed items from the Gwinsu and everything. There's a Mumu on Carousel here with a glove. We have IE components open right now, right? So it's a little bit weird, but yeah, I mean, I think you're forced to take in a Mumu 2 here. Are we interested in making like something like a Thief's Gloves here? And there's Vex 2 as well, which is really nice. So we're gonna use some of just our free rerolls here. There's 2 more Vexes, so we have gone from only having 2 Vexes to this round now we have 5 Vexes. And we still haven't found the headliner yet, so Vex 3 is going to be really easy to pick up here. Yeah, he's going to make the TG here onto Akali, which, yeah, I mean, great TG holder, and, I mean, it's a great item. Also, we rolled Cardbreaker Blue Buff onto the Akali, which is not bad whatsoever. And he's holding on to these extra Pantheons here. I know you can go for Pantheon 3 in this comp. We're itemizing the Amumu, which is the correct call when you play this comp, just because Amumu just does so much more than Twitch, but a little bit awkward, because this Pantheon 3 is going to be quite expensive. So it'll be interesting to see how he ends up prioritizing the Pantheons. I mean, looks like he is just going to hold them. He's going to stay level 6 for a long time. The only other hard thing is that he really wants to go level 7 to find this Vex 3. And, you know, if he gets stuck on 6, it's going to be a little bit hard to find that Vex headliner. We are going to have a lot of rolls, though, so maybe we can just find that on level 6 and be happy with it. I don't know. We will see. We're at least going to get the gold from selling the Pantheon, so that's a bit of extra gold to get. Yeah, he's going to sell the Pantheon here, uses 1 free reroll here, but not continue to roll down because we don't want to, like, kill our own econ, right? So we don't want to hurt our ability to actually push 7. But yeah, do you roll at 6 here or do you go 7? Ooh, a little bit of gold there helps a lot, but still really expensive to go 7. But I think you do have to do it here. Roll down here, picks up the Vex 3 in just a couple of rolls. Fantastic shot for him there. Obviously, you know, he'd have more rolls eventually, but yeah, I mean, getting this now is really nice. Vex 3 at 4-1 is not bad at all. And Vex 3 at 4-1 opens up a very interesting possibility. Like I said, I know what this game ends up resulting in, and you will see here immediately something pretty crazy. If there is a silver augment that exists here as our next augment, that opens up look, I'll leave it for you guys if you're not already thinking of it. Silver Augment here, let's re-roll these, and look at that. We rolled into Recombobulator. That is not a bad augment to take whatsoever when we have a 3-star Vex on our board, because that means we have a 3-star 4 cost on our board now. So we have this 3-star Thresh for free, and that is going to allow us to coast to an insanely good placement in this game. Probably a first, unless someone else caps out disgustingly high here. Interesting, actually, that he opts to leave these damage items onto the Thresh. Like, I definitely would have been really, really tempted to just look for, you know, like, moving the tank items over to Vex and leaving these here. I mean, Vex, or not Vex, but Thresh 3 does do a lot of damage. You saw it was the highest damage dealer on this board here, which is pretty wild. So I guess the idea is that he can just play around the Thresh with damage items for now. I assume we're eventually going to move these Poppy items over to the Thresh, put those tank items onto him, and just live with that. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying to figure out what our strongest board is here, because this is a very strange position to be in. You can TG the chin and roll a blue buff. That certainly works. Though he doesn't even have all the rifle spots. But yeah, at this point, Appies is just trying to figure out like what board can actually play in this spot. Actually, crazy. We fight this board, our Batfly gets one shot, and we lose the fight with Thresh 3 with these items. It's actually insane. I mean, we are down a full Prismatic Combat Augment and that Silver Augment, so I mean, it makes a little bit of sense that we lose that. That's great. I mean, we just need to find a carry for this board, right? Yeah, that's the position that we're in here. We can take another tank item potentially for Thresh. Even like a Crown Guard would actually probably be pretty good onto Thresh here, but it looks like he's going to look out for another Gargoyle here, maybe solo frontline the Thresh. Yeah. The Crown Guard would be kind of funny because of the AP scaling on Thresh 3, I imagine, is quite solid. But either way, this is fine. We do also pick up a Lulu headliner here after finding that Lulu too. So now all of a sudden we're 7 Lulus here. So he's just going to slam these items onto Lulu and potentially look at just playing a Lulu reroll plus Thresh board, which is a pretty cool setup. I'm going to say. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play this board, especially not with a Thresh 3 on it. But yeah, I mean, using Golden Ticket, we will be able to just find 3-star units relatively easily, as long as they're not super contested. And so we pick up all these Lulus and hey, you know, we'll play for the Lulu 3. I mean, I think that makes perfect sense. We also have these other Vexes on the board, which is just kind of a weird situation that we're in here, where we're playing around like the Vex plus the Lulu, which is like not a very common board whatsoever. There's like almost synergy there, and that, yeah, I mean, they're units that like to cast. I mean, that's cool. If you get an Annie, you can bridge the gap with Spellweaver and Emo, which I think he might have had an Annie at some point. He doesn't have Annie on the board right now, but that bridges the gap between Vex and Lulu. But it's definitely a weird spot here. But yeah, we're gonna roll down a bit more here, pick up some more Vexes, which start to like also open up the possibility of Vex 3 as well. There's also these Amumus, which will fit very well with the Thresh for Guardian. So you know, it's all starting to come together. Our Lulu items aren't amazing. You really do want double mana gen on Lulu. You want like Shojin blue buff very frequently, but we don't have any mana gen item right now. And so Appy's going to make the call with this Vex in the shop here to say, you know what, I'm going to pivot back into Executioners, pick up this Vex. So we do have the Vex sitting on bench right now because we need to find Vex 3 to actually like combine these items together. But we are pivoting back in Executioners. The Thresh fits very well in Executioners, and these items are much better for Vex. So I think really solid decision making from Appies in a weird position. Obviously, we have Thresh 3, so you know it's not the hardest spot to play out in the world. But I do think, like we saw when we lost that fight at 4-2 or 4. No, it was 4-3 that we lost a fight, I believe. If Appies doesn't play his strongest board in spots like these, if his backline gets one shot, if he plays just like a troll weird board, like he can actually lose. And there's still ways to lose in TFT even with a 3-star 4 cost, right? If someone else hits 3-star 4 cost, if someone hits a prismatic trait like 10 KDA, you can still lose. So, you know, we are still playing our strongest board, and I think Appies has navigated such a weird spot very expertly to get to this Vex 3 board. So yeah, really cool spot to be in so far. And I mean, the other nice thing is we're 83 HP and people are starting to die. The next highest HP is 36. So as long as we deny any like 3-star 4 costs, we make sure people don't hit their prismatic traits, there's no reason why we shouldn't win this game, because like people are so low that this lobby is going to be over relatively soon, especially with how much damage we're doing to people with this Thresh 3. But yeah, I don't know. It's this almost feels to me like one of those lobbies where it was called decrescendo where you go prismatic, gold, silver, augment. Like that's what these lobbies used to always look like. Also, by the way, emo spat, like a really nice pickup here though. Yeah, the emo spat's just gonna go into Karthus here, and we'll be very happy about that. We don't really have to play this Poppy. He's actually just gonna get country in here, which is pretty funny. Just a nice sort of random synergy to put in, but the emo Karthus is really nice, and getting random country in isn't bad. But yeah, this used to be like every decrescendo lobby where someone would take like a reroll augment, hit a 3-star 3 cost prior to 4-2, and then take Recombobulator, but Abby's just ended up in that position with the Vexes that he hit. It was also such an interesting early game because of how broke he was, but how he still managed to play towards that Vex chosen with the gold, going level 7 on 4-1. Even when he was low gold, knowing that, you know, he had the rolls from Golden Ticket, even just taking Golden Ticket in the first place was such a cool idea with, you know, the amount of pairs that he had in that position. Because remember, when he took Golden Ticket, he had 2 Vexes, right? 2 Vexes, 2 Amumu's. And he foresaw probably not picking up Recombobulator, but he foresaw getting to the Vex 3 even in that position already, just the value that augment provide. Talking about fights possibly being losable though, look how close this fight is versus this Ahri board. The Ahri does a ton of damage to the Thresh, and if the Thresh gets CC'd by the Ahri, it makes it harder for the Thresh to actually get these casts off and do what he does best, which is really a lot of CC and a lot of damage. But if he only gets like 1 cast off a fight, 2 casts off a fight, then we're really not getting the max value out of this 3-star 4 cost, you know? He's not like an Ezreal who's just going to one-shot your board. He really needs to get multiple casts off to get a lot of value out of it. Static Shiv, a fantastic pickup here. We need Shred on this board here. It's very valuable for Vex. And picking up the Annie here, we are now finally going to be able to play 6 Evo, actually, which is another really cool way to cap out the board. Picks up a Mumu 3 as well, because we got to go for it, because we have this Golden Ticket, and it's pretty easy. And yeah, this is just our spot now. We can think about potentially pushing levels, getting the Urgot back in would be really nice, because now it would be Mosher for this Poppy, and it would be country, but I'm thinking this game is going to end pretty early in 6-2, and there are only 2 people alive, just because of how much damage Appies is doing to this lobby, just because it's so hard for anyone to kill any of his units. The solo frontline Thresh with the double gargoyles is just so difficult, and an expert swap to the right side here from the Thresh is really nice here. It means that it CCs the Ezreal, which is fantastic, and should just wrap this fight up immediately. A game over on 6-2. When's the last time you guys saw that? So yeah, I just thought this was a really fun game that Appy's played. Also just a really strange situation to be in. I think most people yeah, haven't hit the Recombobulator 3-star 4 cost since they took out those portals. But yeah, it was really cool how he played around low amounts of econ, deciding when to roll, when to level, that kind of stuff. And then obviously the Recombob is it's just fun. It's fun to watch a 3-star Thresh at 4-2. All right, thanks everybody for watching this video. I will, one announcement, I said this in my last video, but today, because if you're watching this on Friday when I'm putting it out, today is the final day to sign up for Kai and I's Sub Wars, so go sign up for them. I'll put the link to the sign up form in the description, again, in case anyone needs it, but this is the final day to sign up for Sub Wars. It's closing tonight at midnight Pacific time, so go sign up if you want to play. Also, I'm going to be playing in the Aegis Champion League finals, probably like around when this VOD is going live. It's the final weekend of that, so I'm just gonna be playing 5 or 6 games, and then someone's gonna be crowned the winner. Hopefully it's me, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and go check those things out. Okay, bye.